In today's lesson, we're going to think about how we animate our character, what is a variable and how we're going to use them, and can we create a jump mechanic that uses gravity. So one of the things we're going to be doing today is we're going to be adding backdrops. So to do that, on the right-hand side, where we have the backdrops here, we're going to click here, and then next to where it says code, we have the option to paint backdrops in here. We're going to be starting on that today. Essential code for today. Additions from our last lesson. We're going to use this change Y command here, so we can control how our character goes up and down in our game. We're going to use operators. We're going to use sensing again, and we're going to use looks next costume to alter the look of our character. We're also going to be creating and setting variables. So using variables, very simple. We have two blocks we're going to use today. The first block, make a variable, that allows us to define a variable. So when we define a variable, we can give it a name and create it. Our variable can have any name that we like. So it's usually a good idea to give it a name that relates to what we're going to use it for. And then when we set our variable down here, we can set any one piece of data. So at the moment, it says 0, it has a number, but that can be, it can be a color, it can be a number, it can be a word, it can be anything that we like. And it's typically something that we want to change in the game and something that can change to change how the game works. We're also going to be using operators, and there's two different kinds of operators. The AND operator checks that two conditions happen at the same time. And if they are, it executes the commands. The OR operator checks if one of two conditions is met. So for the difference between the two, the AND operator is looking for two conditions to be happening at the same time. The OR operator is checking if one of two conditions might be happening. And if one of them is happening, then it can execute the commands. So our task today is, if you haven't done so already, to animate your character using selection, an OR operator, and the next costume command. We're going to add ground to our backdrop for the yellow chili challenge, program gravity, and make our character fall to the ground. And then for our red chili challenge, you're going to program your character to jump. And if you think you're ready, add platforms for your player to jump onto. So for most of you, I think you're at this position in your game now, where your character is moving left and right. It's facing the right way, but it's not really animated. It's kind of floating. So we can fix that. I'm going to stop now. And where I've got my starting conditions here, where I've got my start position, my set rotation, and point and direction, I'm going to use my trusted friend, the forever loop. I'm going to use an if statement. And then I'm going to go down to operators, and I'm going to choose OR. I'm going to pop this OR inside the condition for my if statement here. And this gives me the option of putting two conditions in. So I'm going to go to sensing, and I'm going to say if right key is pressed or left key. It doesn't really matter what order we put these in, as long as we are checking if the left arrow or the right arrow is pressed. And if it is, we're going to go to looks. We're going to go to next costume. So there we go. So now, if I press my right button, my characters can move. Now, looks a bit fiddly, a bit fast there. So what we can do to make it look a wee bit smoother is in control, we can use the wait command and pop that in there and set an appropriate time. Now, I would say 0.25, so a quarter of a second between movement. I'm going to stop and run that again. Depending on the character you use and the different costumes that it has, it may be that that doesn't look great. So if you want to, you may want to change that, make it a wee bit quicker, so 0.125. That's an eighth of a second. There you go. So for my character, that's looking okay. And remember, we said in the lesson before that we want things to look 60 to 70% okay. And then we can come back later and do any tweaks that we need to make it work. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. So green chili challenge complete. My character is animating and he's ready to go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a backdrop and I'm going to create my gravity. Now, when I add my backdrop, we want basically sky and ground. Now, the sky, it doesn't matter what we do. The ground, we need to choose a color, and we need to make sure we use the same color for the ground and for any platforms that we're going to get our character to jump onto later. So I'm going to choose a color. Let's see. Well, I'm going to choose a color for my sky first. I'm going to use a box. And blue. Now, what we can be tempted to do is use a fill tool and click here to try and fill in, but that will not work because at the minute there is no object. If you can see this grey and white squared background, that tells us that there is no object in our backdrop at all. So there's nothing to fill in. This would be like trying to pour paint into the air. It wouldn't stick to the air, it would just fall down till it hits the ground. So we need to create an object. So I'm going to create a box. I'm going to draw this outside. Now you'll notice here there's this black line. I don't really want that there. It's not affecting my game, but I'm going to, so just to be on the safe side, I'm going to get rid of it. So where we have, I'm going to use the pointer to pick this object here. And where we have the outline, I'm going to click on this color picker tool and click on the blue. And then we can see then that black outline has disappeared. Now, it wasn't causing any issues there, but I just want to put it there so that we don't get any potential issues later on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the ground in. So you can, if you want to, draw it in. And so if I choose a green color now, what I could do is I could use my pen tool to draw the ground. And then I can fill. All right, that's filling up the whole thing. We don't want that. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got one or two options. I can either use my pen to and make that bigger, or I can draw a box. So I'm just going to make my life easier at this point. Draw a box. We've got that outline issue here again. So I'm going to change the outline again. Use my color picker. Boom. Let's try it again. So choose the box. Use my color picker. Boom. We've not got that outline. This bit here it's in the way now, so I can delete that. There we go. That's done. So as I said, nice and simple to start with, and we can always add detail to our game later on. So I may want to put a sun in, I may want to put some flowers on the grass. It's not essential right now, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I've got my backdrop set. So now I need to go back to my main character and I need to program some gravity. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to variables. I'm going to make a new variable and I'm going to call this gravity. And I'm going to give gravity a value. And it's going to be a minus value because it's going to affect the y coordinate of my character. And remember we said that minus numbers move our character up. So positive numbers, move our character up, and minus numbers move our character down. So I want gravity to pull my character down. So I'm going to set gravity over here to minus 50. And then what I want to do is I want gravity to affect Scratch here to pull him down to the ground. So I'm going to change this here and move this up a bit, just so that when I start my game, I can see the effects of gravity on my character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to events. I'm going to choose another when this sprite is clicked. We're going to need the forever loop because we're going to want our game to check this all the time. And we're going to go to motion, change Y by And then I'm going to go to control. Oh, sorry, not control, sorry, variables. And where we've got this gravity bubble here, I'm going to pop that in there. So what this will do is this will tell our game to move Scratch by the value of the gravity variable. So if I start my game now, we can see Scratch moves with the power of gravity. He's going straight down. But right now he's passing through the floor, which we don't want. So we need to create a system whereby our ground is pushing up. So I'm going to choose, get another one of these, and pop it here. Again, we're going to use our friend, the forever loop. We're going to use an if-else statement here, and pop that in there. And we're going to say if sensing, if we're touching color, I'm going to go to my picker here and pop that there. So if we're touching color, we're going to go to variables and we're going to set gravity to 0. And otherwise, if we're not touching, we're going to set gravity to -50, that value that we picked before. Okay, so if I stop that and start my game again, now we see that Scratch can walk on the ground. So we've created gravity. The next thing we want to do is we want to make Scratch to be able to jump. So we're going to take take our movement here. I'm going to duplicate that. This time I'm going to check if the up arrow is pressed. Just a moment. So what we want to do is we want to make a force that's stronger than the value we've set for gravity here, so that Scratch can push himself up. And we're going to repeat that force a number of times so that we jump up a certain height. And this is where we'll need to play around a bit to make the game work the way we want it to. So I'm going to take these out here and pop them up. I'm going to go back to motion. I'm going to use change Y by. And I'm also going to go to control, and I'm going to use a counter control loop. I'm going to pop these in here now. And right now, we're going to, 10 times, we're going to change Y by 10. So if we give this a try. If you see here now, that jump is quite stilted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think, right, well, I need my change Y to be greater than my gravity. I need it to be greater by quite a bit so that it can push up. So I'm going to double whatever my gravity is. So if gravity is -15, I'm going to make it +30. So now if I jump, now Scratch is jumping nice and high. Now it could be that that's too high. So to change that, I'm going to change the amount of times we repeat this command. So if I said 5, and run that again. That looks pretty good, right? It could be in your game that you want Scratch to jump quite high. It could be that that's too high. So we can maybe repeat 2 times and try that. That might be a bit small for you. So play around with these. I would make the change Y double positive and then double the value of your gravity. And then this, for mine, I think repeating 5 times should be enough. But again, we can also always change it as we go along. Once you get to this point here, if you are here, then what you can try and do is see if you can add some platforms that Scratch can jump onto. Now, when you do this, you can either choose to put them in your backdrops, like so, or you can choose to paint a sprite and place it somewhere on your game. Either way works. We just need to make sure that your sprites are the same color here. Okay, best of luck with that, and I shall see you all very soon.